You've probably felt it before. That quiet moment when your dog walks over, presses its body into yours and stays there. No barking, no wagging, no reason. Just that warm weight leaning against your leg. Most people smile and think, "Oh, that's love." And sometimes it is. But what if that simple touch, the one you've always thought meant affection, could also mean something else? A whisper of anxiety, a need for comfort, a message that says, "I trust you, but I'm scared." For years we've believed that every lean is love, that it's a dog's way of hugging us back. But what if we've only heard half the story? What if behind that gentle pressure there's a whole language we've missed? A silent vocabulary of safety, bonding, and even fear. In this video, we'll decode that language together. We'll explore what's really happening inside your dog's mind and body each time it leans into you, and why that moment might reveal more about your relationship than any wagging tail or sloppy kiss ever could. Because sometimes the most powerful words your dog says are the ones it never speaks. So next time your dog leans against you, what are they really trying to tell you? 1. Lean of love. The weight of trust. Have you ever noticed how your dog doesn't just sit next to you? It leans into you. That gentle pressure, the warmth against your leg, it's not random. It's trust in its purest form. Dogs are creatures of touch. In the wild, members of a pack sleep close shoulder to shoulder, their bodies pressed together to share heat and safety. That instinct never left them. When your dog leans on you, it's saying, "You're my pack now." Scientists have actually measured this connection. In a 2015 study published in Science, researchers found something remarkable when dogs and their owners share moments of physical closeness, like gazing into each other's eyes or leaning together during rest. Both experience a rise in oxytocin. That's the same hormone that bonds a mother to her child. It's not just cute, it's biological. That small lean releases calm, comfort, and security into both your nervous systems at once. Two hearts sinking in silence. But here's what makes it even more powerful: your dog chooses when to do it. They don't lean into just anyone. It's a gesture reserved for the person who makes them feel safe, someone whose scent, tone, and heartbeat say home. Think about it. Your dog has hundreds of ways to express affection: wagging, licking, cuddling, playing, but the lean is the quietest of them all. It's the one that needs no movement, no noise, just closeness. That's why it often happens after long days. When you're tired or when the world has gone still, your dog may walk over and press their side into you, not asking for food or play, just connection. That's not a demand. That's gratitude. Sometimes dogs even lean in their sleep, nestling closer through the night. Studies show that when dogs sleep touching their owners, their stress hormone levels drop significantly. It's the same feeling you get when a loved one rests their head on your shoulder, the wordless assurance that you're not alone. So the next time your dog leans against you, don't rush to move them away. Pause. Feel the rhythm of their breathing and understand that in that quiet moment, they are saying, "I choose you." It's a love language that doesn't need translation. And if you've ever wondered whether your dog really knows who you are, that lean is your answer. But what happens when that lean feels different? When it's stiff instead of soft, urgent instead of calm? Sometimes what feels like love is actually a cry for help. 2. Lean of fear. The silent cry for safety. Sometimes a lean feels different, heavier, tighter. Not gentle like love, but desperate, like your dog is holding on for dear life. Maybe it happens during a thunderstorm, or when fireworks paint the night sky. Your dog presses against your leg, trembling slightly. You think it's affection, but look closer. Their body is stiff, their eyes dart side to side, their breathing fast and shallow. This isn't, "I love you." This is I need you. According to applied animal behavior, science, leaning is one of the first coping responses dogs use when they feel anxious or unsafe. It's a search for stability, a way to ground themselves through touch. They're not trying to dominate, they're trying to survive a moment of fear. Imagine the world through their senses. A crack of thunder isn't just sound, it's vibration. Through the floor. A stranger at the door isn't just a face, it's an unfamiliar scent. 1,000 tiny data points firing in their brain, each one screaming, "Alert, alert, alert." In that flood of confusion, you become their anchor. Your smell, your calm, your stillness. When they lean into you, they're saying, "Tell me it's okay." And here's the tricky part. Many owners miss it. They pet their dog's smile and keep scrolling on their phone, thinking the lean is affection. But dogs read us in ways we barely notice. If you stay tense, they feel it. If you stay calm, they breathe easier. The next time your dog leans into you with that trembling body, don't rush to comfort with words. Instead, slow your own breathing. Speak softly or say nothing at all. Let your silence do the talking. Because to a frightened dog, your calm is louder than any reassurance you could give. Researchers from Frontiers in Psychology, 2022, found that dogs can sense their owner's emotional state through tiny chemical changes in breath and sweat, even when no words are spoken. So when you center yourself, you're literally helping your dog regulate their nervous system. That's the beauty of the bond. You don't have to fix their fear, you just have to be still enough for them to lean on. But there's another kind of lean one that isn't born from fear or affection, but from emotion too big for words. Sometimes it's gratitude. Sometimes it's apology. Sometimes it's something you'll never fully name, but you'll feel it all the same. And that brings us to a different kind of connection, a lean that speaks louder than any bark or wag. A lean that says, "Thank you for finding me." 3. Lean of gratitude. The touch that says thank you. Some leans don't come from fear, or from the easy comfort of daily love. They come from something quieter, deeper, a kind of thank you that only a dog can say without words. Let me tell you a story. There was a rescue dog named Cooper. For years he lived behind shelter bars, afraid of hands, afraid of touch, afraid of the world. People would walk by, smile, and move on. Until one day a woman named Sarah knelt down outside his cage and didn't reach in, didn't speak, didn't move. She just waited. Minutes passed. And then, for the first time in months, Cooper took a step forward. He pressed his body gently against the cold metal bars and leaned. That tiny movement broke Sarah's heart open. It wasn't affection. It was surrender. A whispered, "I want to trust again." When she finally adopted him, the lean became their language. Each morning he would find her on the couch, press against her knee, and stay there, still, silent, whole. It wasn't play. It wasn't begging. It was gratitude in its purest form. Behaviorists call this seeking contact behavior, a natural act dogs use to strengthen social bonds. In 2022, researchers writing in Frontiers in Psychology found that when a dog chooses physical contact with a trusted person, both their cortisol levels drop. It's not just emotional, it's chemical relief. A dog leaning on you after being rescued isn't saying, "I own you." They're saying, "I finally feel safe." Sometimes the lean isn't even about gratitude, it's about apology. You've seen it before. After scolding them, your dog might walk over slowly, ears back, eyes soft, body low, and press into your leg. That's not manipulation. That's reconciliation. It's their way of restoring peace, a humble peace treaty offered in silence. If you've ever felt that gentle lean after a moment of tension, you know it's not guilt you're seeing. It's empathy. Because dogs don't dwell on mistakes. They seek connection. They try again. And sometimes, That quiet lean says more than 1,000 barks of apology ever could. So when a dog chooses to lean on you, especially one who's known fear or pain, pause and honor that trust. In that moment, you're not their owner. You're their safe place. And if you've ever rescued a dog, you'll understand this truth. They never forget the first person who gave them a reason to lean again. But what about the leans we can't easily label? Not fear, not love, not gratitude, just quiet presence, shared breath, a stillness between hearts. Those moments hold the most beautiful secret of all. Because sometimes, a lean isn't about them at all. It's about you. 4. Lean of connection. The silent language of friendship. Not every lean has a clear reason. Sometimes it's not love or fear or gratitude. Sometimes it's just being. Your dog walks over, rests its weight against your leg, and stays there. No sound, no request. Just the quiet rhythm of two heartbeats finding the same pace. That's not a signal to decode. It's a presence to feel. In that stillness, your dog isn't asking for attention, it's offering companionship. The kind of silent loyalty that doesn't need eye contact or words. Behaviorists call it resting contact. It's how social animals synchronize their emotions. When your dog leans on you during an ordinary afternoon, no thunder, no excitement, it's saying, "I'm here with you." Not because it wants something, but because it wants nothing else. In those small moments, dogs remind us that love isn't always loud. It doesn't need wagging tails or playful jumps. Sometimes love is just weight. A warm shoulder pressed into your knee. A quiet sigh against your side. A reminder that presence itself can be affection. And maybe that's why dogs seem to know when you've had a hard day. They read your silence, your heavy breathing, your still hands. Then without a word, they move closer, not to cheer you up, but to share the weight of whatever you're carrying. Because to them, love means leaning together until it passes. In those moments, the line between who's comforting whom disappears. Are they leaning on you? Or are you leaning on them? Maybe it doesn't matter anymore. Maybe that's what friendship really is, a shared silence that says, "You're not alone." So the next time your dog presses gently into you, don't just see an animal being affectionate. See a soul choosing connection. See a heart that's learned that touch can mean safety, and stillness can mean love. Every lean your dog gives you is a word in a quiet conversation, a language written not in sound, but in trust. And if you listen long enough, you'll start to hear it everywhere in their sigh, their stillness, their small, steady weight beside you. Because love in the world of dogs isn't something they say, it's something they lean into. But as every story needs an ending, this one has something to leave behind. A final message from your dog, the one hidden behind every touch, every lean, every quiet glance. Let's talk about that in our last few moments together. Now you know, when your dog leans on you, it isn't always the same story. Sometimes it's love. Sometimes it's fear. Sometimes it's gratitude so deep it can only be spoken through touch. But every lean, no matter why it happens, carries the same message at its core. You matter to me. Our dogs speak in gestures, not grammar, in sighs, in silence, in the warmth of their weight beside us. They remind us that real love doesn't need to be explained or performed. It just is. So the next time your dog presses against you, don't ask, "What does this mean?" Just breathe and answer quietly, "I'm here too," because that's all they ever wanted to hear. If this video helps you see your dog in a new way, remember this bond we share is built not on training, but on understanding, on listening to the things they never say. And maybe that's the secret to loving them better. In our next video, we'll explore another mystery of closeness, why some dogs sleep with their chest pressed right against your heart, and what that silent position reveals about how deeply they trust you. Until then, tell me, when was the last time your dog leaned on you? And what do you think they were trying to say? Share your story below. Someone out there might need to hear it. And if this moment between you and your dog made you pause, made you feel something, stay with us. Because here, we're not just learning about dogs. We're learning how to listen to love itself. If this story touched your heart, hit subscribe and stay close. Do you have any questions? Please comment below so I can answer your questions. Because every week, we uncover more of the quiet ways our dogs speak to us, and the even quieter ways we can love them back.